Alright, welcome back to Undermountain, this epic dungeon delving adventure here on Javelin Entertainment. We'll be streaming this story every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Central. If you missed the last chapter, you can find it on the channel page or by clicking on the playlist link down in the description. Last time, our adventurers had come upon a couple of bugbears that offered to lead them further into the dungeon if they killed a monster for them. The party quickly agreed and began to head to the north where they encountered a large chamber with pillars made of humanoid bones. The chamber proved to be a home to large brain creatures with tentacles that attacked and paralyzed Zella, but the party were able to deal with them and heal up before continuing further north. They eventually came to a larger chamber and were confronted by vampiric creatures demanding a toll, led by one named Uktarl. The party negotiated a deal to go and kill the monster that they had already agreed to kill for the bugbears for a reduced fee and continued into a large abandoned throne room. While trying to find this monster, Ari nearly triggered a trap in a large bone throne, and Valcrie stumbled down some stairs while investigating some crystal. The noise brought another vampire out to investigate and immediately sparked combat. In the resulting fight, the vampires were surprisingly easily defeated, with only a female vampire and a large flesh golem providing any resistance. The female vampire tried to run, but was killed by Uktarl and his goons, who also thanked the party for cleaning house and offered them free passage as friends. The party then returned back down south to deliver the head of the flesh golem to the bugbears. The bugbears let them pass at first, but as soon as they had passed by, launched into an ambush, and that is where we return now to find our intrepid adventurers penned in on both sides, and I will go ahead and ask everybody to roll me some initiative.
Sam, you've got advantage, remember? Okay. This is not a great place for me to be tanking.
Am I still a wolf, or has my wolf run out?
I believe, looks like, I thought you were still a wolf, but yes, you are still a wolf. So let me,
Okay.
You're just kind of tightly packed in here, but you are still in wolf form.
Cool.
And let me go ahead and get some initiative up here for these guys. Ooh, hello.
That's never good.
Oh. Oh. Get rid of that. Alright. Looks like we've got everybody in now, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. And alright, so to start, as you all are walking down this hall, you see as two of these large creatures emerge out in front of you and step forward, weapons drawn. And yeah, they are going to be attacking in, and since they got a natural 20, this first initial attack does come with surprise. And let's see, that'll be, yeah, they're swinging what looks to be rudimentary morning stars, and one of them swings at Ari, while the other one swings at the wolf. And the one on Ari just kind of glances off even his mediocre armor, or medium armor. But the one that on the wolf does strike, and this mace just pounds hard into the flesh, and you, Xana, are going to take a total of 19 points of piercing damage from this initial attack as they just slam into you to start this off, immediately causing you all to go into defensive mode, kind of trying to react as these creatures rush out, blocking the path forward. And that will bring us to Zella, who is the first to react in response to this.
Any chance do these creatures rely on dark vision?
These creatures do not rely on,
Okay.
actually they would here, because there isn't, no, because Ari has the light on his sword.
That's bad news.
Yeah.
I am ruining that for you. You are standing too close to me.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and, what's the radius on that, Ari?
It's 30 feet.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Well, it's 15 feet. No, I'm sorry. It's 15 feet of bright and 15 feet of dim.
Yeah, so it's
So
30
I
feet
don't know if
affecting
that-
this.
I was gonna say I don't know how that would affect her stuff.
Yep. So currently they can see outside of just dark vision.
Is his sword out though?
Yes.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
be ready.
Yeah.
It's not ready to fight. He's been using that to see through this dungeon because there are no lights anywhere.
Makes sense.
Alright,
Sorry,
that's fine.
being human. Didn't get the memo. Should have
I
played a
will-
half elf.
I'll take my attacks on this guy right in front of me.
All right. And you've got crossbow expert, so they are just flat attacks, and all three
right.
of those will hit.
Jesus.
I'll take that for a start. And
Nice.
that one.
21, 23.
Yep.
Alright, so as you just kind of spin around and fire off these 3 shots straight into the chest of this bugbear, he just is pushed back from the force of it as you see just blood now gushing down his chest. But immediately the one behind him is ready to step up and take his place. Oh, I did not get that right. That should be...
Is it all possible to squeeze a little bit behind Elias or one of the tankier people while they're switching out?
You can certainly try, but you will take an attack of opportunity from the one closest to you. Actually, from that, as you kind of blast this one back, he is so wounded, I'll say that you get enough space that you feel like you can duck behind.
I will do that.
So yeah,
Got it.
if you just hold, yeah, something like that. That'll work.
Close enough.
And then that'll bring us to Xana's turn. This wolf, as you've just gotten your skull kind of partly smashed in from this flail-wielding, or mace-wielding creature. What are you doing?
We're gonna bite with the whole pack tactic thing.
Alright,
So
that will definitely hit. Go and roll me damage.
and then I need a what is that? Strength saving throw?
Yep.
Yeah, strength saving throw. DC 13.
Alright, as you kind of bite in and try to clamp down onto the leg, pushing him down to the ground, he just kind of throws off your jaws and just kind of snarls at you. These do seem to be relatively strong creatures.
All right, that is all we can do.
Alright, then the other bugbears from behind. The one kind of pushes past the injured bugbear and kind of steps forward, chasing after the one with who had shot its friend, and will kind of step forward up past Elias to attack Zella, excuse me. And so these will just be Morningstar attacks, and that is going to hit.
Am I allowed to react?
Yes, but
Disadvantage. I've got 1 shield left.
all right. In the future, though, moving forward, I'll accept it this time. But in the future, I try to give attacks earlier. So if I say that something hits, at that point, you can no longer use your reaction. So moving forward, that'll be what we're using. But yes.
When they attack,
go
tell
ahead.
me that if you don't mind.
Ah.
Just impose disadvantage.
I did mention that, but yes, at
Sorry.
disadvantage, it's all right. I think a 15 will still hit. Is that correct?
It does, just barely.
All right. So as Elias kind of tries to throw some shielding magic that kind of wraps off of his shield, unfortunately the bugbear is too quick and the mace still catches you along the edge of your shoulder, and you're going to take 4 points of piercing damage. And that the other one kind of stumbles forward, and you can see he looks very weak, but just kind of picks up his Morningstar and rushes towards Elias, and he'll make his attack onto Elias. And that one will not hit, as it just kind of smashes into the large shield, not even making a dent. And that'll bring us to Valcrie.
Okay.
See.
Where you are nestled in the middle of everyone as these bugbears begin to close in from the sides.
I, for one,
Trust me when I say it's the only place I can be. Well, FYI, I can't zap. That's from my staff, and staff doesn't work anymore.
I count Eldritch Blast as zap. I'm a
Okay, well,
man.
I'm gonna try to poison them instead, because that sounds more fun. And then I'll zap, as it were. So we're gonna try Ray of Sickness.
Yeah,
Because I
I-
get
bro.
that. No matter what, it doesn't count as a spell. Suckers.
I mean, it's definitely a spell, isn't it?
it's definitely a spell. It's
It
just
doesn't count
not a
for-
slot.
Correction.
It's a cantrip.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. It does not count as a spell slot. That is
Yep.
what I mean. And that is a 24, so it's going to hurt them.
that will definitely hit.
Phew.
Hopefully.
Are you doing the left orange or right orange?
I literally just pinged right here. Bam, bam.
Good, I got you now. Sorry, the first
Yeah.
ping was a little bit in the middle.
Bam.
I gotcha. Okay. So
I'm
that
gonna
will
hit
hit.
that
Go
one.
ahead and roll me damage. And yes, like Joe mentioned, make sure that you guys are pulling damage out of your temp HP first, as you should have leftover temp HP from last time.
Let's see. Oh, and I always forget. So this one is labeled as a level 1, so do I need to make it a level 2, or does it stay as level 1?
No, this is still...
Because
Yes, this one should update automatically. It should just be 1d8, or no, 2d8 right now.
Wait, are we 4 or
Wait.
5?
Is...
We are level 4.
Hold up. Ray of Sickness is a first level spell, not a cantrip. Yeah?
Oh,
that is
bamboozled.
literally what I just told you.
I
That's literally
gotcha.
what I just told you.
Sorry, I'm not listening,
Wrong
Bree.
track.
So because it's the first
I
level
thought it was
spell,
something else.
shall you have me do a 3d8?
No,
Should you have me do
because this
3d8?
is not one of your warlock spells. This is a special spell, right?
This is literally what it's my tiefling thing.
Yes.
It goes to
So
my
this one
tieflingness.
this
That
one
would
is just the
be-
base level.
Okay. See, that's all
Yeah,
I
okay,
needed
I'm
to
tracking.
know.
Yeah, that was my bad.
That is,
I bamboozled
So-
it too.
they need to do a DC 13 con save if they get poisoned,
All right.
and it's also going to be 17 poison damage.
Perfect.
How'd you
To
do
that bitch.
17 on 2d8?
It's cold rolling. Wait, why did I
She's
do-
rolling 3.
I said 2.
That's
I
okay.
literally told it 2.
The first 2
I
is
told
10.
it 2.
You are all
we have the
good.
technology to
Whatever.
fix it.
I
But
literally
yes.
told it what to do.
You're all good. As you launch out this just gray-green ray of energy, it wraps around this bugbear creature, and you can just see it begin to degrade and break down the edge of his furry coat. And he does not seem to react well at all, and his eyes start to go a little bit sideways, and the entire body starts to shake and revolt in reaction to this, and he does appear to be poisoned.
Hell yeah.
Spicy.
Don't hit my friends, ya bitch.
All right.
Did he hit our friends yet?
He did.
He did.
No, he did not. Not yet. He tried.
He
Well,
won't.
then he can... he will not anymore, he's poisoned. I mean, he might, but, whatever.
All right. And you hear just a screeching and murmuring of quiet voices as from underneath the legs of these bugbears, some goblins pop out through the chambers and begin to arrive nearby.
Wait a minute. Can we hear these screeches and murmurs?
Yes. Oh, you want me to
Alright.
demonstrate?
Yep.
You just hear, "Get up! We're coming! Hold up, boys!" And with that, they can't see, but these ones can, and so they will. Two of them kind of duck between the legs of the bugbears. One attacking Zella, one attacking Elias, and two more fire their short bows. Both of those will be at Elias. So, first one,
Any attacks made against Sam are at disadvantage.
they are indeed. So the scimitar attack underneath the bugbear just kind of slices toward, but the latent magic still pushes it away just barely. The attacks onto Elias, as there's just a rain of small attacks against the large shield, nothing getting past as he holds the line from these smaller creatures. And that will bring us to Ari.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try to whack this, bugbear here that's been poisoned.
Alright.
Can I get a flanking advantage, intimidating him, because he's just been poisoned and feels poorly, and I'm running at him with a shiny magical sword that emits light.
Sure, give me an intimidation check. Ooh, that's pretty good. This creature, it's strange. You expect to almost terrify this creature, and the body of the creature seems to be kind of reacting, but there's a strange defiance against this creature, but the light of the blade, the magnificence of the sword still causes it to kind of give just enough for you to get a slight opening, and your attacks will be at advantage.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, as the weapon hits, the hide armor of this creature is just enough, as the first strike just kind of cuts along, and you see it kind of split through the center of the hide and open up, but doesn't actually break the skin of the creature.
Oh god, I only have one spell slot left. Okay, I'll just shove him with the shield.
Alright.
Well, it's gonna be one of those days.
You try to shove him, and it gave him the failure to connect with your attack gave him just enough confidence that he just kind of grabs the edge of the shield and pushes it back towards you with a large growl. And at that, you hear more voices coming through, indicating more goblins approaching as these ones get into position. And actually, these ones are going to go back around here. And so there will be one scimitar attack onto Ari, and one short bow, and then one scimitar attack onto Xana and two short bows. And what is Ari's AC at right now? 15? Okay.
Yeah.
So the attacks...
Actually, wait a minute. What's the AC for this stupid armor?
It's
Shield of
12,
Faith?
right?
is,
like that leather
Shield of Faith is no longer going.
No. I think 15's right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, it should be... let me see... 12
Leather
plus
armor's 12,
dexterity?
right?
I think?
Yeah,
something like that?
but my dexterity's flat, but I have the defensive fighting style. So yeah, 15's
And a
correct.
shield? Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Cool. So yes, the scimitar you kind of catch with the edge of your shield, but it opens up just enough that the bow, the arrow is able to cut in underneath the edge, the top of the shield, or over top of the shield, and you'll take 8 points of piercing damage. For Xana, let's see.
At disadvantage, if you remember.
No, for Xana, not Zella.
Ah.
What's the AC of the wolf?
14.
14?
Yes.
Oh wow, the wolf has got a decent AC. Okay, so the scimitar and one of the arrows just kind of launch over as you're kind of hopping and moving around even in this tight space, but one of the arrows does kind of connect into your hind quarters and you'll take another 6 points of piercing.
Oh, I'm human again.
Alright, and did you make sure to factor in the temp HP?
Yeah, that was all gone with the 19 damage.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I guess that would make sense. Actually, I'm gonna move you up just... oh, there we go.
Wait, do we have a new sphere for temp HP?
No, not yet.
Not yet. That's the light for Ari's blade, since it's kind of relevant.
Gotcha.
Okay, and that will end those goblins' turn and bring us to Elias. Elias, you can see a bleeding bugbear in front of you surrounded by other goblinoids.
So, this is where the scale of the map is slightly confusing. How and where could I get to maximize the number of bad things within 5 feet of me? Is that possible?
Where you are currently at is probably the most you could get from where you're at. So
is that 3 then?
It's actually 4. These goblins are underneath the bugbears. I just have them positioned there for,
perfect,
so you can see.
I would like them all to make a con save at DC 14, please.
All right. And that's your choice, yeah.
So, and everybody who fails takes 5.
You said DC 14?
Yes, sir. DC 14 con.
And that will all be a failure for all 4 of them.
And then I will bonus action. I think I've got a spell slot left. I have 2 spell slots left for level 1 spells. I will use a spell slot to get a Shield of Faith going on Sam.
Alrighty.
So, an extra +2.
I seem to recall being promised a Shield of Faith based on the fact that I'm basically naked down here.
You were already given a Shield of Faith. You had the Shield of Faith earlier.
It ain't here now.
But yes, Elias, as you blast out this just radiant word, causing this burning radiance to erupt around the 4 creatures closest to you. You see as the goblins begin to kind of pat out the flames as they're already starting to burn past the skin and flesh. One of the bugbears burns enough that he just collapses down into a smoking corpse. But one of them is still looking fine and healthy, and the other goblins are still pushing in from the top. And with that, going to get back to the lower bugbear's turns, as both of them are still alive. And they are going to give an attack onto Xana and Ari, one apiece with their morning stars, just swinging out. And both of those are definitely going to hit, as these two almost in sync just begin to slam down with these mace-like weapons into the now human form of Xana. You will take 11 points of piercing, and Ari, as your shield is kind of still defending against the goblinoid's attack, this mace just clocks you into the side, and you will also take 11 points of piercing. And that will bring us to Zella.
Oi, fucking titties.
I don't think that got across. I don't know. I'll continue to hit the one.
Hit the bugbear right in front of you? Go for it.
Ooh, maybe.
Unfortunately, those do not hit. As you're trying to kind of get around, but this creature is imposing, standing about 7 feet tall with these long, massive arms, just swinging this mace. You can't quite get around to aim at it. One of them sticks into the chest, but it doesn't seem to have made it entirely through the armor. And so, unfortunately, neither of those will hit. Any other movement or any other actions? I think that was action and bonus action.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all.
And that'll bring us to Xana.
Bonus action back to wolf because otherwise I'm gonna die.
All right, shifting
Please
your
don't die.
form once again into this wolf creature. You all watch as Xana's flesh begins to revert back into the furred form, extending out as this dire wolf roars into the face of the bugbear once more. And that was a
And
bonus
we're gonna
action?
have- Yes, because of the druid that I am.
Perfect.
So then we're gonna attack with our bite.
Go for it.
Oop.
Oh, shoot. Ari, you did not get hit because that creature was poisoned. So add 11 points back to you. I forgot about the
Oh
poison.
yeah.
A 12 would
that
miss.
actually meaningfully meaningfully affects my strategy for this turn.
Yeah, so he looked like he was about to give a big swing, but then his arm just kind of gave way and you were able to block it at the last second. So, Valcrie spell coming in clutch there. But yes, a 21 definitely will hit for 12 points of damage. And he is already not looking good as this wolf just kind of bites onto the shoulder and just tries to once again force him down, but he has enough latent strength to push the wolf back off. And that will bring us to our bugbears up top. One of them is lying as a corpse, but the other still kind of pursuing after this small halfling, who now has additional shielding, but he still tries to swing down with his Morning Star. And fortunately, with this one, he swings down, and the magical protection from Elias just kind of gives a small burst as he hit what he thought was an opening, and seems to not connect with your actual flesh, Zella. So that will bring us to actually before that. Let me see here. Yes, okay. Alright, I need for Elias to go ahead and make me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Is this a charm or sleep effect?
No.
Okay. I don't think anything else affects how I make those saves then. I'm double checking real quick. Nope, nothing else affects that.
Okay. Elias, you just feel this alien presence suddenly press upon your mind. As you kind of you feel it just kind of pressing in almost on your own brain, attempting to kind of pull and suppress your own mental capacities. But for the moment, you are able to fight it off. And as you kind of turn to look to see what's going on, you actually see a small creature just behind these goblinoids that looks like a small brain with rabbit-like legs.
Where is it? Right back there?
It's right there. Yep, I just put it on. And that will then bring us to Valcrie.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I took a quick potty break, and now I'm getting stuff for food. But I am good. Okay. Lots of dots. Okay, so what else we got? I guess it's time for the good old flashy, whatever the fuck it was. And we can... yeah. I will Eldritch Blast over here. To the right orange.
Alright, go ahead and give me that attack roll.
Pew.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Pew.
Alright, as you blast out just this orangey red bolt of force, you can see it cuts in and actually goes into the side of this creature's neck as blood starts to squirt out. But he's still holding up, now kind of using his shield arm to hold the flow of blood, but still swinging around wildly in this blind fury to attack the wolf. Anything else, Valcrie?
Into... I do not believe so, but I'll let you know that now this guy is no longer poisoned because it was the end of my next turn.
Alright, thank you for that.
That is it.
Alright, and the poison starts to fade away from him, and then these goblins are going to continue. Two more kind of coming around the corner. And filling in spaces. We're gonna say that he probably would have gone right there. That way we can get in more. That makes more sense rather. Actually no, I'm gonna stick with what I had since I'm not changing things, and we'll just have him move around back there. There we go. Alright, but that will be 2 attacks onto Zella and 4 attacks onto Elias. So let's go ahead and give those. First, the 2 onto Zella. Zella, the blade is deflected off by your own quick movements, but one of the arrows catches you on kind of the edge of your calf, and you're going to take 4 piercing damage. Elias, a hail of arrows starts to fall down towards you, but once again, just standing firm with your shield out in front of you, you're able to easily block all of the small projectiles and attacks of these small creatures. And that will go ahead and bring us to Ari.
I would like to re-whack the same bugbear.
Alright, go
God.
for it. Oh, I think I skipped it.
It's not going well.
Did I missed something here. Okay, I think that's what happened. Sorry, let me fix something real fast. There we go. Alright, and then these guys would have just moved up. Okay. An 11... unfortunately will not hit as you just kind of swing out the blade, and he just pulls his shield up and kind of knocks it, spinning your hand up further and giving him an opening, which he will try and swing towards you, or rather for the goblins to try and swing towards you. Did you want a bonus action?
Yeah, bonus action, Shield of Faith.
Okay. Kind of
on myself, if that was unclear.
Pulling on your own magical energy, you cause a same kind of shimmering field to appear around you. And after that, the goblins nearby once again release their wave of attacks, 2 onto Ari and 3 onto Xana. The 2 onto Ari, now at 17, only one of those will hit, as one of the arrows kind of finds a hole in the field for 3 points of piercing damage. And
that's what's the con save for that?
DC 10. So yes, you still continue to keep up the spell.
Okay. No.
The rain of attacks onto Xana. 2 of them will hit. One of them, the scimitar cuts into your paw, doing 5 points of slashing damage. And one of the arrows actually finds the corner of your neck and will pierce in, doing 9 points of piercing damage to you for a total of 14, Xana. And after that, the hall begins to fill as you hear more chittering voices from nearby goblins that begin to approach. And they will launch kind of another hail of arrows over towards Ari. And Ari, you going to take 2 more attacks from the short bow. One of them glances off the magical field, but another one finds another hole, and you're going to take an additional 3 points of piercing damage. And that'll bring us to Elias.
Alright, I will summon a spiritual weapon right here,
Alright.
and I would like the intellect devourer guy to take a something save. Let me see what I have at range. Let's go with a DC 14 dex save.
Dexterity save, alright. Okay, go ahead and roll me damage on that. As you send
And then
out
I will
these-
also spirit weapon it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage and then make an attack roll. As these flames just roar out from you, Elias, and landing around this creature begin to burn and sizzle. Already starting to degrade the brain-like matter that makes up its flesh. And the spiritual weapon kind of tries to swing down, but unfortunately, this creature, now aware that you're onto him, just kind of dashes in between the goblins, and the flail just hits the stone floor. And that will go ahead and bring us back. I think, yeah, that's bonus action and action for you. So that'll bring us to...
I will make sure everyone else knows to hit that. Like, I will... Like, Zella and Valcrie, that is your priority. Like, if you do nothing else, hit that thing.
All right, so you, Valcrie and Zella, you can hear... Valcrie just kind of like looks around like, what are you talking about? But Valcrie, you can see in the distance, kind of beneath all the goblins, is a small brain-like creature with legs.
Ew. Is that the pink dot, FYI?
No, that one doesn't have a dot.
Oh, then I have no idea.
Yes, you do. Zoom in on your map.
I mean, Valcrie doesn't. I see that one, but there's like 50 people between
Yes.
her and the brain.
This is very true. But regardless, Elias does call this out. The bugbears then begin to attack from their position on the south. One into Zella and one into one into Xana and one into Ari. I'll get it eventually, I promise. All right.
In fairness, they made it hard.
They did. Oh. Okay. The one into the wolf just kind of goes to cut in, but you just kind of bite out at the hand and kind of twist it away, and it does not strike. But the one into Ari, you can see that this entity, wounded as he is still the strongest and seems to be commanding all of these goblins around. And as he pulls your shield up with this surge of energy, he just brings down the Morning Star hard into your chest and neck, and blood just begins to pour as you're going to take 18 points of piercing damage.
And he did that at disadvantage.
He did actually do that. He's no longer poisoned.
Ah. Cool.
As you all watch as this blow just drops Ari down to the ground as the shield around him fades. And that's going to bring us back to Zella.
She'll give a nod to Elias, acknowledging his advice, and will try to get her shots off on the weird small brain thing.
All right, go for it. Both of those will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. Yeah, and with 2 quick bolts from your crossbows just firing into this creature, they just stick straight into the brain, and it is now just limping along, barely moving. And after that, that is going to bring us back to Xana in wolf form.
Can I potentially burn a reaction to explain something in case it hits me before I can talk again?
If you're explaining something, that'll have to be on your turn, unfortunately. If you can get it down into like 3 to 5 words, then I'll let you use a reaction. That will hit.
I'm not that clever.
Go ahead and roll me damage on that for 11 points of piercing as you bite into this bugbear. And with that, you just kind of tear off the arm and the creature drops down in a bloody pile. But there are still goblins all around. However, seeing this bugbear drop, you see as all the goblins look over to the other bugbear who has just knocked down Ari, but still seem to be focused in their attack for now. Anything else, Xana?
That's all I can do.
Alrighty. Then that will be the bugbear at the north end. And he is going to still try and swing down at this dangerous archer with his Morning Star. But you are just too quick for him. As he kind of swings down, you just jump out of the way, and the mace smashes into the stone wall. In the meantime, this other creature, let's see, what is... No. Yeah, this the small brain-like creature just begins to sort of limp away, trying to move around the corner to get some cover and out of sight. And that will bring us back to Valcrie. Valcrie,
I
are you
don't
there?
see the brain anymore.
No.
I'm right here.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're good. The brain went around the corner out of sight.
Oh, well, can't hit it. So what's the status with my 2 compadres up front here? Because I can't see health bars. It's
Ari,
too much of a clusterfuck.
yeah, it is. There's this just incredibly tight space, and it is difficult to tell, but you can definitely see that Ari is lying on the ground unconscious, and the wolf of Xana still seems to be up and healthy, but has taken a few hits.
Yeah. Okay. I think what Valcrie would do is she would prioritize what's right in front of her because that's what she can reach. For sure, for sure, for sure. And if she goes out there, she's gonna die, so... She will give Ari 144 plus 4 healing potion.
Alright.
So she'll feed it to him.
So you kind of lean down next to Ari and just dump this healing potion into his mouth. Go ahead and roll that for me, Valcrie. And mark that off your character sheet.
13.
Very nice. As this surging regenerative potion moves through your body, Ari, you kind of cough up and look up to see the pretty face of Valcrie, and then immediately behind her is just this looming form of the bugbear, still holding the morning star covered in your blood. But you kind of reach up to your neck, and the hole in your neck has been slowly resealing itself. You are still prone, and so we'll get to that on your turn. All right. Anything else, Valcrie?
I'm trying to double check. I think that is the only thing I am able to do. Yeah, because that'd be my action, and I don't want to move, and yeah. I think that's it.
All right. And that will bring us to the goblins to the north. As they begin to launch more attacks against Elias and Zella. So the first two on to Zella. Okay, and the second three on to Elias. Elias, as you kind of watch this creature disappear out of sight, it gives just enough opening for one of the arrows to actually make its way past the large shield, and you will take 6 points of piercing. Zella, you are fending off creatures for your life, and unfortunately, as you kind of spin and turn to fight off the bugbear, the goblin beneath his feet cuts out at you with his scimitar and kind of slices along your ankle, and you will take 9 points of slashing damage.
You account for her +2 AC?
It was a natural 20, so yes.
Alright, so I need to give you, what is the DC on
DC
the
10.
concentration?
Yep, that'll succeed. You managed to hold the protection for now. And that'll bring us back to Ari, on the ground as these figures begin to move in close to you, looking to overtake you. What are you doing?
Oh gosh, well, no time like the present to get one more whack in before the sweet release of death. Let's stand up using half my move speed that I've used none of anyway, and then stab this bugbear with extreme prejudice.
All right, go for it.
Nope, very little prejudice
my
is achieved. Very little prejudice.
So as you just try to swing this blade, he actually just catches your hand and just kind of tosses it to the side with a. Anything else, Ari?
Guess full bonus action shove, because that's really all I've got as bonus action anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I am meant to die.
Yeah, as you just try and swing out weakly with the shield, he just kind of sidesteps it, preparing for another blow. And that'll bring us, unfortunately, back to the goblins, who, seeing this fending off, they were starting to lose a little bit of their confidence, but now it's kind of resurged. And they will once again let off a round of attacks. And so, some attacks onto Ari. Okay. And then the attacks onto Zella. As these attacks just begin to rain in, short sword or scimitars and short bows just cutting in like little stings. Not one of them doing too much, but just kind of nipping away. Ari, you will take a cut from a scimitar, dealing, or an arrow from a short bow dealing 7 points of piercing damage, and Xana, you will take 2 attacks, one doing 5 points of slashing and one doing 5 points of piercing for a total of 10. And the other 4 goblins in pink just begin to cheer from behind, raising their weapons as they sense victory ahead. For now, they don't have too much of a target. Actually, they can see Ari. We'll go ahead and give 1 round. Yeah. Their short bows are, you get just enough to kind of spin your shield and deflect the 2 arrows from these goblins to the side. And that'll bring us back to Elias.
What all is in front of me? Can I get through shit?
2 goblins. But you will take quite a few attacks of opportunity.
Is there a spot where I can take minimal attacks of opportunity but see down the corridor? If I were to, like, push into there you'll still, there you won't take any attacks of opportunity, just moving in between them, but you'll have to give me an athletics check. I'm doing a Word of Radiance and blast everything I could see.
Alright, give me an athletics check first.
Sounds good.
This should be very difficult. Yeah, you just kind of push forward with your shield and kind of knock over the goblins before releasing this radiance. And that was DC 14?
Yep.
Alright, so that'll hit 4. Actually, oh, it doesn't really matter for that one. But this one... Oh, no, it does, because there's 3 goblins. I was wrong. Okay, so 2 goblins actually succeed, but one goblin, the goblin that you're kind of standing over, as well as the bugbear, are wreathed in these flames, and will take another 5 points of damage, and that will kill off one of the goblins just with a yeet, as he is smushed into the floor. Scorch mark. The bugbear still seems to be doing okay, but there is a scorch mark, and he kind of gives an angry glare. Anything else, Elias?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving then. I will take some attacks of opportunity. I'm just trying to get sight on the Intellect Devourer, if I can see it. It went this way, right?
Yes, it did. And as you kind of send this radiance out, the bugbear will kind of swing back with his Morning Star trying to hit, but it just glances off your armor. One of the goblins has a melee weapon out, but again, just kind of scratching the armor and not actually making it to you. And you continue to move up. Let's see, you've gone...
I measured it out. I have gone from here over and over. This is about
so
as much movement as I've got.
You can move up 1 more square on the diagonal if you want. So you'd be right at that corner.
Yeah.
If you want. But yes, you're kind of moving in.
Perfect. I've got sight of it, and I can command the spiritual weapon. That was all I was trying to do.
All right.
With my bonus action, let's get a spiritual weapon swing.
The spiritual weapon can move 20 feet. Is that correct?
And it started, right here. So I brought the spiritual weapon.
Unfortunately, I don't think it can get within 5 feet of it. But it is moving up closely, and you can just catch the very edge of the creature as it's kind of limping through the doorway.
That's so sad. I was so close to it.
You were so close. Unfortunately, it dashed before. Alright.
Yeah, that's as far as the weapon goes. Damn. Okay.
Alright.
That's all I've got.
And I need... Let's see... Oh, dang. Okay. This bugbear will once again try and just swing down with the Morning Star into Ari, and once again just kind of rolls not working in your favor here, will just clobber into him and just kind of crunch in, and you see the skin on his head just break as blood starts to pour down, and with 17 points of piercing damage, he will collapse into unconsciousness once more. As the bugbear stands triumphantly and gives a roar, and the goblins all kind of cheer. And with that, that'll bring us back to Zella's turn.
Alright, could I have quickly followed behind Elias in the path that he cleared?
If you don't kill the bugbear that's been beating my ass, I am going to die next turn.
There's other people around.
I'm working on it.
But yes, you can follow through, and all of those creatures have kind of responded in kind, so you know they can't swing out towards you.
I trust the remaining people. They will take care of it. That was...
Also make yourself
I know.
snap. Okay.
I'm just measuring. Hold on.
Yeah. So you should be able to, with 30 feet, get up just behind Elias, and then if you dash, you can get in front further. So yeah.
See there?
I can...
All you need is the corner of it if you can see alright.
Well, that's fine. Yeah. And then I can just bonus action attack with the crossbow expert.
And that'll hit. And with that, sending a piercing dart through this brain, you watch as it flails and lies limply on the ground.
Phew. Alright, we'll hurry back. Next turn.
Alright. And Xana, in your wolf form, you watch as the bugbear once again crunches down on Ari, leaving him bloody and unconscious once more. What are we doing?
Gonna bite him.
Alright, give me an attack roll at advantage. That'll hit. For
Ow.
7. Alright, not crazy
And-
damage, but let's see. Yeah, as you kind of latch onto his leg, this time you hear a crunch as a bone breaks, and you kind of push him down onto his knees. And for a moment, the cheering of the goblins gets kind of caught in their throat as they see their leader kind of being pushed down to the ground. And
Is there a possibility of using a bonus action to try to shake my head and do a little more damage? I don't know if that's the thing. It's not an attack, but Good idea.
No, unfortunately not. But nice try. Alright. The bugbear kind of sees Elias and Zella chasing after, and seeing that things are for the moment well in hand and with goblins behind him, he'll actually give chase. And let me make sure that he has enough movement. Yeah, he should be able, he was right behind Elias, so he should be able to get just into there. And so he will kind of rush behind Elias and just kind of swing out with his Morning Star. And that, let's as Elias, you're chased down by this bugbear, you kind of turn just in time to see the Morning Star coming straight for your face, and it just knocks into your helm, and you can feel it pierce into your skin, and you're going to take 16 points of piercing damage.
Oh. Alright. That hurt.
And that'll bring us to Valcrie.
Well, let's see. I guess what's the status again of what's down here? I know there's no one above me, so there's little goblin douches up there, but...
Yep, you do indeed see the goblin douches, and you see Ari laying on the ground once more. But Xana is kind of grabbing the leg of the lead bugbear and kind of twisting it, forcing him to the ground for the moment.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, God, but there's so many little bitches that if they hit, that's critical. They do it. Screams.
Run away if you murder their leader.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate this predicament, but that's probably the best choice. So, since those big heavy hitters do the thing, I guess I'll try to Eldritch Blast the douche in front of them.
Keep in mind that unfortunately, if things are prone, they do have disadvantage on ranged attacks. But they have advantage on melee attacks.
I mean, the only thing I could do would be try to hit them with a... I could try to stab them, I guess, but...
That's up to you, I'm just letting you know. You can still try the Eldritch Blast, it'll just be a disadvantage.
Will you allow me to walk up and then, like, stab him, but stay out of melee range of his little bitches?
Yes. You will still be in range of him, but not the goblins.
Okay. We'll walk forward and then step back. My classic movement. And we're gonna try to stab him with a dagger. At advantage, with only +2. Yay. Yay!
Oh my gosh.
This is why you always
What a roll!
That is brutal!
That's what I fucking learned from that. I'm literally right there and I can't stab a dude on the ground. Are you kidding?
You're all braille today.
Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess.
So you kind of
Garbage.
move up and over the body of Ari kind of laying out in front of you. You kind of reach over with the dagger and try and swing, but this creature is down on the ground and kind of rolls out of the way, and the dagger just hits the stone, and you just kind of curse out to yourself. And that will bring us to the goblins to the north. Seeing their leader kind of head off to the side, a few of them are going to begin to split off, but 2 of them will stay. One of them kind of rushing up behind Valcrie and the other firing an arrow. And so Valcrie, you will take 2 attacks. Okay. So the one with the scimitar just kind of runs up and begins to pull back and kind of slash towards you, when right as he's swinging, the other goblin fires its arrow and it just cuts straight through the other goblin, dropping him down before his attack can hit. And a little bit of friendly fire.
Teamwork. Yeah. Woo!
As he's just like, oh no! Ari, then
Valcrie
actually,
turned to be like, "Oh no, is right."
let me
yeah,
check
motherfucker.
I think they would have had enough. Let's see.
What's
Yeah.
the BBR&T?
They should have, because I Word of Radiance them, right?
What?
They should have been able to get to me because I Word of Radiance
Yes.
them and then moved once.
Yep. I was just making sure. I wanted to make sure that they had the same speed. I didn't know if their speed was 30 or 25. So yes, one of them will have scimitar and the other 2 will take ranged attacks. However, with your armor, just all of them scratching off the metal plates to no avail. And that will bring us to Ari. Ari, go ahead and roll me a death save to GM. Alrighty.
Oh fuck! What was the DC I had to make for that to keep concentration?
Oh, you did get hit from the mace.
It was 16 damage. Is it half
Still,
damage or
yes,
is it full damage?
DC 10. It's half damage or DC 10. So, yep, you've still got it up. Thank you. Good catch. Alrighty. And with that, these goblins, seeing their leader being attacked, are all going to launch their attacks at the wolf and try to bring it down. And so that will be 2 scimitars. Alright. Xana, you are just plagued with attacks from these small creatures, and now starting to swarm around you, they begin to kind of hit more and more as they're trying to defend their leader. You're going to take let's see, 7, 7, and 6. So that will be 14, 20 points total of slashing and piercing damage from these weapons as they begin to swarm around you, firing into the wolf. And I believe that de-transforms you once again, is that correct? Xana? Jess? You're muted if you're trying to talk.
Hi, Jess.
Yep, that does that. Sorry, I was reading about being a druid and learning more things.
No problem. Just keeping track. All right. So, Valcrie, you start to get a bit afraid as you see now Xana once again reforming back into her elven self and even being attacked after that still. But that does take care of all of the goblins. And Elias, it is now your turn.
Alright, how many things are near me? How many things could I make near me?
2 and 4.
I would like to make 4 near me.
Alright, so you kind of step up around into these creatures. Go ahead and give me another athletics check. To try and step in between. Oh, wow. Oh, no! So, As you try to step forward, the bugbear just kind of pushes you back into the space, and you're not able to quite get past him. So unfortunately, you're only around 2.
Yeah, DC 14 con.
All right. Con and con. They both fail for another.
Take 5
wow,
more.
Getting good rolls on that. As the fire begins to burn once more.
That's what my character does. I literally just sit there in the middle of everything, tanking all the hits and pushing out little AoEs.
Oh no, I was just saying that's been 3 5s on a D6. Like, you're the only person rolling well right now.
Somebody needs to carry this team.
Oh man.
Is the bugbear still up?
Yes, he is.
Can my spiritual weapon take a whack at it?
Yes, it can. Go ahead and give me that attack roll.
Cool.
Gosh. What? That'll hit for another 7. Yeah, as you just kind of manifest, kind of pulling the ethereal flail behind it and smacking into it, you can see it knocks into the skull of this creature, and he's starting to look pretty bloodied at this point. Kind of blood kind of dripping down beneath his feet, wooziness in his eyes. He's just hanging on. But it will get to the bugbear's turn once again, and he's just kind of trying to swing out wildly from the ground, trying to hit what was a wolf and now shrinks up into a smaller humanoid. And so we'll see if that hits. And I don't think an 11 actually hits you, finally.
No,
so as the Morning Star swings out in your direction, what would have collided with the wolf skull suddenly misses as you shrink back down to a smaller size. And that'll bring us to Zella.
I'm gonna try and hit the bugbear, and now that we are out of the light, am I hidden from them?
Yes, you are. From the bugbear, at least.
Yes. I'll take it.
And that'll hit. Go and roll me damage. Yeah, and I'll say with that much, as you just kind of spin out, launching 2 crossbow bolts, one goes straight into the eye of the bugbear, and you adjust just enough to clip the small goblin at Elias's feet as well. And they both fall over down to the ground.
Awesome. I'm gonna move up just a teeny bit so that once we finish, we can get closer to the other group.
Alright. And that will bring us back to Xana. Xana, what are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on self.
On self, despite Ari on the ground?
Well, it's either on self or die, so...
Well, Ari's already unconscious, but if you're okay with that, then go ahead and roll. Give me the roll.
We think about it. We can get a new paladin who can see in the dark.
Gosh,
True,
that's brutal.
If you think if Ari dies, I'm coming back with a paladin, you are on crack. you are smoking crack. I am going to be a fucking rogue, and I'm going to steal all your shit.
There we go.
Hey, I'm down with not being the door unlocker anymore.
We'll have Leroy Jenkins Jr. We'll play the squishiest wizard that's the most cantankerous old man you've ever met.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Austin already misses him. I have to bring him back.
Oh, I do. Alright, what are we doing, Xana?
I guess we'll heal him.
Go ahead and give me the roll. Alright, so as Xana kind of looks towards herself, kind of seeing the goblins surrounding, but reluctantly leans down and places a hand on Ari's shoulder, and once again, this healing energy floods over to him, healing the break in his skull. And Ari, you get 7 points of healing, and are once again conscious, still on the ground. As you kind of breathe in.
And for the last time tonight, wolf.
Okay.
You were gonna cast Cure Wounds and turn back into a wolf.
I love it. Do it. Do it.
Alright. As Wolf comes back in once again.
My lord.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious.
Just howl.
How many wild shapes do you have?
3.
Okay, this is our last one.
Yeah.
Jesus. And I've got no channel divinity. We've got no lay on hands, and we've got one high level spell slot left.
I got some lay on hands.
He's
but,
just never conscious to use it.
Well, it's one of those things where I didn't think it was like, it's great for like bringing someone who's down up, but it wasn't really enough to let me tank more of their hits.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe if I can just get one good whack in and kill this thing, then it'll work. But then I couldn't do that. So
yeah. No, I feel you for sure.
I've been thinking about the math behind the decisions. Unfortunately, it has not helped.
All right. And with that, I am going to need... Oh, goodness. Yeah, I am going to need a... Well, we'll roll for it. Let's see. Odds is Sam, evens is Joe. Okay, yeah. I need for Zella to go ahead and roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Wait.
Oh,
Austin,
you guys
from
are
what?
solid. I'm about to get to that. So you see as suddenly another small creature apparates out of the carcass of the bugbear into the chamber behind these goblins. And you see another brain-like creature with small legs. As Zella, you can feel this alien presence try and wrap around your brain and try and kind of tear it apart. It feels like the worst migraine you've ever experienced, but you're able to push back and fight it off, and it disperses for now. And that is going to bring us to Valcrie. Valcrie, you see Ari lying on the ground, but Xana once again in wolf form. What are you doing?
We're gonna bite the bitch.
Valcrie, not Xana, sorry.
Oh. You need to really work on your name.
I said the right names, I just made it complicated by mentioning the other people.
Yep.
I did actually get the right names that time, though.
I think... Let's see. Gonna step forward a little bit. Actually, I'd rather be more like here. Yeah, that sounds cool. And we're gonna Eldritch Blast that one since he's such a team player. Is it on regular? It's on regular.
Can you ping me one more time? Which one?
And
Goblin?
there it goes. Yeah, the little douchebag right there.
Alright.
But it doesn't matter, it's a 10.
Yeah, as
so
you launch out this
hit.
red blast, unfortunately he does have a oh no, this one doesn't have a shield? No, it still doesn't matter. As it kind of blasts up the leather armor, it kind of scorches and he kind of like looks down and touches himself and looks back up, kind of surprised that it didn't hurt him. But it seemed like the armor did prevent the attack.
Can she do a performance to pretend that's what she intended to do?
Sure,
and like evilly smirk at him?
Give me a performance check.
Just in case it works.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Let's see what he gets. With a natural one for a total of 0, he's just like, he gives you 2 thumbs up and he's just like, that was awesome! Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like, for a moment, drops his bow down to the ground.
Yeah, he'll just leave the threat with, you better run, and see what happens.
Give me an intimidation check at advantage.
She's super scary. Ooh, okay.
Actually, no, with a nat 1, I'll just let it automatically succeed. As he just like turns around and is just like, you could have killed me! I'm getting out of here! And he just begins to kind of sprint down the hall. and run away.
Hair flips. Okay, who's next? Let's go.
The two remaining goblins, seeing their bugbear kind of fall down, also just begin to kind of turn and sprint down the hall, rushing in the opposite direction. As they just sprint away and are not in melee range. That'll bring us back to Ari. Ari, you're lying prone, the bugbear prone next to you, as you both just kind of turn to look at each other with a snarl. What are you doing?
Half move speed to stand up, and we are going to do the one last hit for the Gipper.
Go for it, at advantage. That'll hit.
Oh, I rolled to the GM. Oops. Oh well.
That's okay. I can still see it. Yeah, as you just kind of swing down, the sword just cuts into the throat of this creature and blood starts pouring out, and his hand immediately goes up to it and he's coughing, trying to talk. It seems that he's still conscious, but only barely.
And then bonus action, can I shove like the nearest goblinoid or something?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoops. Well, that's okay.
That one will definitely work, as you just kind of like knock with your shield the small goblin that was previously hiding around him, and he just goes flying backwards onto the ground. And that will bring us to the goblin's turn, and with that, yeah, as they see you just cut into this creature's neck, they just kind of look back and forth, and all begin to kind of sprint down the hall. And out of view. Meanwhile, these ones are going to begin... yeah, they're not in melee range. They're going to attempt to follow. Let's see how far they can get. Yeah, right around there. Perfect. So as they all begin to sprint down this hall, out of fear after seeing their leaders slain. And that is going to bring us back to Elias. Elias, you still see this brain creature just kind of pulsing, kind of on its legs, ready to move in response. What are you doing?
Could I attack it with complete reckless abandon and try and get advantage by being stupid?
That is literally an ability called Reckless Swing. Like,
Yep.
you cannot be a cleric and a barbarian, Joe.
No, but you can try and get flanking. No,
Yeah.
you're the only. No, because Zella's there too. So yes, you do have two people there. So I will say, for this, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check. All right, as you just begin to charge through this creature, unfortunately, you don't see much response to it. It seems to still be moving, trying to assess the situation, and doesn't seem to be very intimidated in the moment. So your attacks are still flat for now. But both of those will hit. For 18 total points of damage, and more if it tries to move. Yeah, as you just swing down with your staff and with the ethereal flail, both of them colliding into the brain, it just begins to squirt this purplish red liquid and blood across the wall, almost as if you're squashing a bug. But it still is barely moving as it's crunched down there. Anything else, Elias?
Nope, that's all I got.
All right. Then with that, the bugbear is going to weakly try and with the last bit of its strength swing out towards Ari at disadvantage. And yeah, as it kind of just swings with half strength kind of up with the Morningstar, you just kind of catch it with the shield and toss it away, the Morningstar kind of spinning down the hall as you can see him slowly bleeding out, but still conscious for the moment. And that. No, he doesn't want to at all. He's going to try. Are you also notice as another, actually noticing for the first time, as a small, brain-like creature with rabbit-like legs just begins to kind of dash past you, moving down the hall, following behind all the goblins. And that'll bring us to Zella.
Little brainy foo-foo hopping through the forest, picking up
Alright.
the field.
You see a nearly crunched brain creature down in front of Elias.
Yep, I will hopefully be able to finish that one. I don't know if I asked about them. Do they rely on dark vision?
They would. Actually, they do not.
Ooh.
Go ahead and roll me damage to the first one.
Okay.
Alright, so as you launch the first one, you see as this bolt pierces through the center of this creature and it stops moving, and you kind of try and pull up, but unfortunately you pull the trigger at the last second and the last one goes in towards Elias. Go ahead and make me another attack roll.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and go ahead and roll me damage for that one.
Sorry.
As Elias, you feel just a pang as this bolt pierces into your arm as you're pulling it down for another strike, and you will take 3 points of piercing damage. But the creature is dead. 10? Yep, another DC 10. Oh, just barely. And that will bring us back to Xana. Xana, there is the bugbear weakly holding on to life as it clutches its bleeding neck. The other creatures have raced down the hall away from you.
Yeah, we're gonna bite his throat out.
Alright, give me that attack roll at advantage.
Sorry, I'm running back to my computer. I forgot to keep it on.
You're all good. Don't even need it. Go ahead and roll me damage just for kicks. It's double dice.
Oop, wrong run. Sorry. There's double dice.
Okay.
17.
So 17, yes. 16. Right? No, 17. Yep, you're right. Yeah, so as you just lean down as this wolf and just tear into this creature, just ripping out the throat, he moves no more, as he is now very, very dead.
Cool, and... Oh wait, I didn't take any damage as a wolf. Never mind.
And actually, as you kind of rip into this throat, you kind of pull upwards, and you end up pulling part of the spine and skull out. And as you kind of rip this creature's entire front of his face off with this bite, you see another creature nestled inside of the brain cavity that you have now exposed.
Is it the brain rabbits?
There
Have you
is
been
another
doing
brain
bath
rabbit.
faults? Face eating.
Alright. Alright. And that will get us to this creature who is no more. So we can get there's Valcrie, it's your turn. You just watch as Xana's wolf form just tears into the bugbear, finishing him off, and you see a multitude of creatures retreating down the hallway away from your party.
Zap the brain.
She currently can't see it. Only you and Xana can see it
Gotcha.
because it's still nestled in the skull.
I try to shoot the brain that's in the skull.
You can't see the one in the skull, but you can see the one that's retreating down the hall.
Fine, that one.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
Pew.
That'll definitely hit. Roll some damage.
Pew.
All right, another red bolt of
sick.
force launches out, and you see it kind of clips the back leg and causes this creature to slow a bit before it gets back up to its running. And anything else, Valcrie?
Nope.
All right. All of these goblins. Oh no, they're not. Ari, your turn.
Can I see the brain?
You can see both of them. Yes.
Can I whack one?
Both brains?
Both brains. And
I thought one ran away.
one ran away. One is in the skull.
The one
They
that I
both
can
in
whack.
you.
There are multiple brains, but yes, you can whack the one in the skull.
Can I?
You swing down
Love you.
and you just crunch into the skull right as this creature just apparates away and seems to teleport out of your vision.
Oh, that's exciting.
So you
alright.
crunch your mortal enemy of the bugbear skull a little bit more, but
That's good.
not the creature.
Let's get out of here. Let's use my movement speed to move away. I would like to also pat Wolf Zella's head, and as I pass and motion for her to come with me. And that's all.
Alright. These goblins will continue their retreat. And let me give me just a second to move all of them as they're running.
Ugh.
Okay, and that'll bring us back to Elias.
There's one brain that's visible.
You currently don't see any.
Move 2 brains.
Oh, sorry. Wait, where are you at right now?
I moved.
Oh, are
moved
you
back to the
under?
hallway.
Are you underneath Ari? Yes.
Yeah, I'm
you-
sorry. I think
you-
I froze locked. There we go.
You're all
Oh,
good.
Nope.
There you go. But yes, you can see 2 creatures retreating down the hall.
Is either one of them injured?
Yes, the one towards the front seems to be moving slightly slower from a
Let's
gimp.
make him make a dex save.
Alrighty.
DC 14.
Dexterity.
A sacred lame.
Alright, as you launch out the flame, it does seem that he just gets his speed back right at that moment and kind of hops out of the way as the flames wrap up around the spot where he was. Anything else, Elias?
My hammer will move here, or my flail will move here.
Alright.
And yeah, that's all I've got. Alright.
Alright. And both of these creatures will begin to dash away off into the darkness.
Good for them.
Alrighty, and that will bring us back to Zella.
I will come up here and see if I can find what everyone else is shooting at.
As you kind of glimpse down the hall, first glance, you don't see anything.
Look around and ask the people around me, I guess, if they can point in the direction if we're still fighting anything. Look around, look around. Nothing?
Is anyone
Yeah,
responding?
Okay. No one's
Oh,
responding. Well, in that case,
Elias kind of points down. They ran off that way, and points down the hall south.
And we're going that way. And Ari points north.
well, in that case, will just hold a crossbow bolt in case we see an enemy again.
Alrighty, that'll bring us to Xana.
I guess I'm just gonna follow Ari.
Alrighty. So you begin to retreat up towards the north as well. Valcrie?
Go north.
Alright, so as you all begin to follow Ari, kind of heading away from where the goblins had retreated, Ari, you still headed that direction?
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and move yourself.
I'm going to go ahead and use my nine points of lay on hands to become a little bit sturdier as we move forward.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, and Elias, is there any last thing that you are doing?
I would like to loot the bodies. I imagine we are heading out of here. So let's take a moment and loot.
Alright, with that, we will finish off initiative then. Alright, so as the goblinoid creatures retreat into the shadows of the dungeon around you, for the moment, you find that no more creatures come, and you sit surrounded by the bodies of the slain creatures, and a little worse for wear, some more so than others, as Ari, seeing that there is no immediate danger, you come back down to rejoin. And Elias, you kind of lean down to begin looking over the body nearest you, one of the large bugbears. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
I guide myself.
Sure.
$15.
All right, so looking over the creature, its garb is pretty bare. You see some basic hide armor. He has a shield. You can see his morning star. Across his back, he has about 2 javelins. But what you do notice is kind of the morning star itself, all the spikes, which are partially covered in blood now, but they seem to have been painted yellow and have kind of worn off. And you also see a symbol inscribed onto the shield of a circle with kind of equidistant spokes out of it, similar to like a gear.
You have a picture of the symbol?
That's what I'm looking for. I don't know if I have copied it over here yet or not. If not, I can post it in Discord. Yeah, it doesn't look like I copied it in here yet, so I will post it into Discord for you real fast. But just give me a moment on that one. Is anyone else doing anything in the meantime? I will take that as a no. Ari, how are you reacting to the situation?
You know, we're a little rattled, but we're all right.
All right, the rest of you kind of taking a breath in a moment to rest and look around, making sure that no other creatures or entities will plague you. Elias kind of points down to this symbol, and you all see the following symbol. And let me go ahead and pull that up on here as well. So you all see this almost like a gear or a sun. But for the moment, you are free of any other threats. Though the stench of kind of death is already starting to carry over in this small stone hall. What would you all like to do?
Rest.
Are you resting here?
Nope. We cannot safely rest here yet, guys. 5th level.
Well, we need to go somewhere.
Can we finish looting the bodies so we at least didn't do anything at a loss? Let's take a few gold pieces worth of stuff so we can get out, get back in, and not have lost money coming down here. That we either need a level or we need loot. Like, otherwise this was a waste of time.
I mean, if we're dead, it's also a waste of time.
I mean, then we just roll up new dudes. Jeez.
In character versus out of character.
So yeah, was there anything of value on any of these corpses then? Or do you want more checks to check that?
All of them have similar things. They pretty much have the armor and weapons that they fought with, but no real monetary value here. These creatures don't seem to really need it. You find a few things, like on one of the goblins, you find kind of a rat skeleton. On one of the another of the goblins, you find a string of rope. One of the goblins, his shield is actually only half a shield, and you actually see that there are kind of letters scrawled across it.
What are the letters?
Interesting.
Xana, as you're kind of the first to glimpse and take a look at this, you see that there appear to be written in common for the letters AITH.
I'm gonna swing my head over towards the shield so that somebody else can look at it, because I can't tell them that it says that.
Elias kind of walks up next to you, and Elias, you also clearly see written in large, pretty elegantly carved script, the common letters AITH.
Interesting. Does that mean anything to me?
Roll a history check.
Is that guidable?
Sure.
Cool. Nope. Doesn't fucking matter.
You look at it, and to your recollection and kind of flipping through a few quick notes, the letters don't seem to mean anything or stand for anything that you're aware of.
Can I do it?
Sure, if you want.
Sure, why not? See if I can figure anything out.
So, Xana, as Elias kind of glimpses down and kind of shrugs it off, you kind of take a few moments to look at it, and it doesn't really mean anything to you at first glance, but kind of thinking about eighth, it looks like this is half of a shield. It's kind of cloven in two, and eighth is a common ending for a lot of words. So perhaps there's another half that might extend out what is here. It could say something like faith or wraith.
How many morning stars are there on the ground?
You see 4 of them scattered around from each of the bugbear bodies, but they're pretty rudimentary.
They're still worth a couple gold, right?
More like a few silver.
Really? I thought morning stars were one of the more expensive weapons.
At full value for a brand new one, sure, but at used, repurposed, and poor quality,
oh, so it's not worth picking up, pretty much.
They're not valuable, no.
Okay.
I mean, you can get a handful of coins, so if you need to cut a deal, they might help, but they're not worth their weight.
Okay. So they're not worth the, like, 10, 20 gold that a morning star is normally worth?
These ones, no.
Okay. Then yeah, we're not going to bother. Are you guys good to head up and take a real rest? See if Ari's armor's almost done, so we can come back in with a stronger tank.
You do know that was told that it would take about a week, and you guys have been in here for maybe a few hours.
Oh, tragic. Okay. Do we know of any safe or reasonable ways to rest in here? Is that folly or is that expected?
I mean, most of the time when adventurers go down, it is for extensive period of time. Most of the time, hours, days, or longer. So usually the ones that come back have presumably taken a rest at some point, or the ones that don't have died.
All right, then yeah. If we're expected that we can rest here, that's reasonable. You guys good to rest?
And
we'll find a good spot and rest.
Elias, as you're kind of thinking about this, you do remember that there was a chamber to the north that actually showed signs of some sort of resting area, a small fire pit and some burnt out torches and such.
Perfect. Let's head there, guys. Are you guys good with that?
Yeah.
You get a wolf head shake.
I'll be
Alright.
on my Discord cut out, so I don't know what you were talking about.
We're going to go rest.
Great, love it. A+.
So yeah, let's make our way up to... It was this chamber up here, right, Austin?
Yes, that is correct.
Let's head up that way and rest. Are you guys good with this?
Yep.
Alright.
I think everybody is on the same page there for rest.
Yep.
Is nice. Alright, so yeah, as you all begin to head up the short passage back into the small chamber, I'll go ahead and move the stragglers. Oh. Sorry, Valcrie, I messed you up.
I got it.
I'm going to mess you up again, it's fine. But yes, you all find yourselves in this small room. And are you taking a short rest, a long rest? Are you putting anyone on watch? What's the plan here?
Let's long rest and let's cycle through watches. Who wants the first watch? If 2 people can watch, I am good after that. I only need 4 hours.
I can.
I
watch.
also only need 4 hours.
So...
Wait, is that a cleric
How
thing for your 4 hours, Elias?
It is a high elven thing.
Oh, shoot, I forgot you were high elf. For some reason, I was thinking you were human.
No, sir. I needed a way to get Booming Blade easily, so it's my high elf cantrip.
Ah, that makes sense.
Worst stat distribution, critical item. Like, critical attack. So, yeah, I am the highest of elves. Stony
get a little
fucking
high.
baloney. So yeah, how about Jess, you go first. That way when you finish, then you are up and good to go at 6 hours. I'm up and good to go at 4 hours, and then everyone else will be up and good to go at 8.
Okay.
Alright.
Anyone else want to take the second watch?
I'm happy to, at some point, take a
Cool.
watch.
Okay, so it sounded like Xana is handling the first 4 hours, roughly, and Elias is handling the second 4 hours, and then you're spacing out between the other 3 over that time. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. Then go ahead and everyone give me a perception check.
Can I just say, I was really disappointed because Sam's nat 20 came up first, and I thought I did it, and I got really happy, and then I got sad because it wasn't mine.
Hey, at least you didn't get a 4.
At least I didn't get a 4.
I love you, Andrew. I
'Cause she
feel your
would.
pain. I feel
Oh, I know you
your
do.
pain.
I know you do more than anyone else.
All right. So Zella, you're the first one to kind of take a watch, and we'll go in order. So you kind of sit with Ari for the first couple hours as Zella, Elias, and Valcrie kind of lay down to get their rest in. Is there anything that the two of you are doing during this rest, or are you just keeping an eye out for anything?
Okay, so you said Zella was sitting with Ari, and then that Zella was resting. Did
Oh,
you mean
shoot.
Xana is sitting with Ari?
I got that wrong. My apologies. I mix up people all the time because the Z names are killing me. Zella and Xana will have the first watch. For some reason, I mixed up Sam. Well, not for some reason, but I mixed up Sam's character with Jess's for a moment. So it will be Zella and Xana who have the first watch. So is there anything the two of you are doing for this first watch?
We'll look out, maybe patrol the length of this hallway so that we're not too surprised by anything.
Am I
Alrighty.
human again, or am I still a wolf?
It only lasts an hour, right?
Yeah, it lasts an hour,
It lasts
so
2 hours.
So you
Doesn't
would
it?
be. You might check on that. For some reason, I want to say it's only an hour, but regardless, for the course of this watch, essentially, you will be in wolf form, and then after that, it will fade.
Oh, okay.
So if you, for that, well, it's factored in. It's fine. But yes. So you guys said that you're kind of keeping an eye out and occasionally doing kind of patrols. Is that correct?
You stay in B shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level.
So 2.
So 2, yep.
Cool.
How do you get a third one, though?
I think I screwed up on that. I don't know where the 3 came from. I've been looking.
Oh, crap. It's fine. I don't think you were attacked at all in that form, so I don't think it ended up really mattering. So, but just
No,
remember
I
that for
wasn't
next
attacked.
time. But yes, as you kind of do a couple patrols up and down the hall, Zella, you're the first to notice this. As you can hear distantly, what sounds like heavy footfalls and the clinking of metal, similar to almost how Elias sounds with his metallic armor.
I'll point this out to Xana first, and then Elias whenever we switch off watches, that there appears to be one or more armored something further away, but maybe they won't come this way.
Does it sound like it's coming this way, or just hear it in general?
It sounds distant. You guys kind of patrol up and down the hall and kind of look down the passage every once in a while, and you don't see it, but you can hear it distantly. It seems to be pretty loud, just not close, at least not at the moment. That's why Zella can kind of pick up on it, and Xana, you kind of hear it once she points it out, but you didn't get an initial listen.
Okay.
But yes, otherwise your watch continues without too much of a problem, and Zella, you kind of give a note to Xana to pass that off, and you kind of go down to rest, and Ari takes your place. Ari, for the life of you, you can't hear what Xana is talking about. You don't hear any metallic sound. Kind of looking and listening, you don't see any sign of it. But apparently Zella heard something, and Xana kind of hears something. Is there anything that you're doing during your watch? Anything special that you'd like to call out?
No, not really.
All right. Then you continue on, and Xana, you pass off to Elias and to Valcrie. And Elias, Xana kind of tells you about the metallic sound that she heard, and immediately you and Valcrie are kind of curious, so you walk down the hall and listen. And you can indeed both hear large footfalls that sound metallic. And Elias, you have completed your long rest.
Excellent, thank you.
But yeah, you do hear this sound kind of echoing down the halls. Is there anything that the two of you are doing special during your rest?
Nope.
Alrighty. Then with that, it gets about halfway through your rest. And the two of you have slowly started to hear the metallic sounds getting louder. And the footfalls sound like they're getting closer. Is there anything that the two of you are doing in response? Oh, and if you have words for Valcrie, we can get to that first, Elias. Sorry, I didn't see you typing. If you got anything to say, you can just say it out loud if it's easier.
So, I know this isn't really your life or your lifestyle, that you aren't much of a fighter, and I appreciate you coming in and taking risks with us. You are coming a long way. You are becoming quite the aspiring and budding adventurer. It is a pleasure to have you around. That this is scary. This is tough. Getting hit with shit's no fun. You're quite the trooper.
Thank you.
She
is very confused.
You've taken an awful lot of hits lately and done an awful lot of things, triggered traps, and the team does rely on you. That you are doing well. You are doing what's necessary.
Thanks,
Thank
Dad.
you. I appreciate it. I mean, he's not that old, is he?
I'm a pretty old crabby elf comparatively, compared to all of you children.
I definitely like the thanks, Dad response. But that's a good response.
Do you have any actual response in addition to that, Valcrie?
I mean, besides no, thank you. I appreciate the recognition. I'll just keep doing what I can. We only get as far as we do because we work together.
Exactly. That everybody has a role to play, and everybody has a job down here, or we have to find someone if you can't. There's a reason that bard couldn't cut it.
True.
He would have only gotten hurt or killed down here and just been a lug to lug about. He couldn't fight, he couldn't fuck, he couldn't do much of anything.
I'm pretty sure I'm also more terrifying than him, too. Did you see that goblin run away? He was scared of me.
You, understand what we fought and why, right? What those creatures were?
Do you mean the bugbears? Or do you mean the brains?
The brains, the intellect devourers. They were controlling those bugbears. And
I
that
did not
means
notice. No.
they are scouts for something much worse. That's why it was so imperative to take them out. That with intellect devourers hunting you, that is a harbinger of much worse. That there are more terrifying and stronger creatures that live in the dark. And these are just the brains and ears, so to speak, for them. They happen to have a pretty nasty effect. Did anything try and tickle your brain?
No, I was very fortunate that I was stuck in the middle of everyone. They couldn't get to me.
They can reach out an awful long way, and if they take over, the only cure for that is very, very potent magic, or a week-long rest in which you are a complete potato. That if we get hit with that, we're going to have to drag whoever's hit up to the surface, and they will have to just sleep for a week, just undergo full relaxation to ever recover from such a thing.
Sounds pretty nasty.
That if I am the one who is hit, seeing as I am the one who takes the hits, drag me up and put me in a bed. Go on out without me, have a good time, do whatever. I'll be back in a week.
Understood. We'll do what we can to prevent that from happening, but should it happen, we have a plan.
That was all I really had to say.
All right, and as you kind of finish talking about this, you hear that sound, that metallic, moving metal and heavy footfalls getting closer. Is there any response
that
that you
noise?
two are taking?
I mean, that's what you would say is,
Sorry, I cut
what's
you off,
that
Ron.
noise? How dare you?
Be ready to alert the others. I will, go see what that is. If
Valcrie
you,
stays put.
don't hear from me in a minute, wake everybody up and come find. And I will walk off.
I'll start the timer. Internal timer.
All right, and Elias, as you begin to walk down the hall, you hear him getting louder and louder, stepping forward closer and closer to you. And as you kind of get to this corner, you hear that it's just around the other corner.
I will prepare myself,
All right, what preparations are you taking?
giving myself advantage on initiative because my normal target is asleep.
Ah,
And
gotcha.
being ready so I can potentially figure out what it is. So yeah, I am standing alertly.
All right, are you just keeping watch of here, or are you trying to kind of sneak forward? What's the plan?
I'm going to keep watch here at this corner, and just I guess I'd be ready to duck behind cover if like an arrow's coming at me or if I see something that looks hostile. But
All right.
confidently standing here for now.
So you confidently stand down, and you can now hear what sounds like whirring air and kind of strange clanking of metal in addition to the metallic plates, almost a grinding sound. And as you watch, kind of anticipating, an entity begins to step around the corner as you see what looks like a massive 9 or 10 foot tall metallic man wearing armor. You suddenly realize that it's some sort of construct as it steps around, just and this massive construct begins to step forward and kind of out into the hall, pretty slowly moving, not really taking notice of you, but it is just immense, thick and bulkily built, with kind of tubes and metallic plates stretching out, and as it kind of moves and begins to shift and adjust, its head kind of shifts around, and you see a single illuminated disc in the center of its forehead that looks down one hall, and then kind of up in the other direction, moving towards you. Are you doing anything?
We'll step back and head back towards the party.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. And this one's flat because technically you would have advantage, but you're at heavy armor, so disadvantage, so just flat. All right, and let me go ahead and roll perception. Yeah. You hear kind of the whirring, but no change, no adjustment as you kind of dip back down the hallway to warn everyone.
So yeah, I will quietly head back and let Valcrie know that there's an automaton of some sort. That's what we've been hearing. Some sort of patroller.
Is it a threat to us?
I am not sure.
I guess we should stay prepared. Should it keep coming closer?
Yeah, I am not sure its purpose. I have not seen such a thing before.
Well, rest is important, so we should continue as planned, unless it poses a threat.
Yeah, so everybody else needs their spell slots back.
I just want my full health and not have to use dice, but you know, I'm pretty good though. I'm ready to go again, minus my staff.
You've got your slots back. Yeah.
All right.
I do. I have my slots. I just need my staff. Daylight.
As you all or the both of you wait and listen, you eventually hear as the footsteps slowly begin to recede away from you all, and eventually disappearing out of your perception entirely.
Noise.
Oh yeah. We love it.
Did good.
And eventually, Valcrie, you lie back down to rest, leaving Elias by himself. And Elias, you listen and wait, but nothing else seems to bother you throughout the night. Is there anything else that you would like to do before morning comes, or before your rest concludes, rather? All right.
I would like to say some twilight prayers and some just. We made it through an adventure, a day of fighting in the dungeon. I will give thanks that Dolazur guided us through our first trial.
Indeed. Alright, as you kind of quietly give thanks, you see as your companions begin stirring, and all of you have now completed a long rest and can get back half your hit dice, all your hit points, and any of your features and spells.
So would I get to roll my staff, or is it not time yet? Because you just said it's at the new day or whatever.
Typically it would be the new day, but I'm going to change that to long rest for this adventure since it's going to be really hard to keep track of day and night.
Since it's going to be hard to
So-
keep track of the day.
Since we won't know when dawn is.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say that you can recharge those. You get your, I think it's a
Cool,
D4
cool, cool.
On your long rest.
It's a 3, because you only get 3 charges.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's up
The
to 3.
odds we leveled up to 5 with
So I get
that rest.
You don't feel any different. Feel like you
Oh,
made some
I
good
am much
progress,
less
though.
optimistic.
I
Do
did
we have to lose all of our temp?
I did tell you guys that you would level up upon completing each level, so that means moving to the next level. But yes,
Okay, the
you
next
do...
dungeon level.
yes,
So we're looking for stairs downward or something.
something of the sort, or a doorway, or something like that.
We are looking for plate armor. That is what we are looking for.
But yes, Valcrie, unfortunately everyone does lose any temporary HP that they had left over, which I think you might be the only one, because I think you were the only one who did get hit.
I had a full 10, so I was really happy being like almost 40 hit points. But now I'm not.
But yes, you all are kind of gathered around. It's very cold in the dungeon, and there's a chill that has started to lay over all of you. Kind of being in here, most of you are covered in kind of dried blood, but your wounds have started to heal. And for the most part, you feel considerably better than you did a few hours ago.
Low bar to clear.
That is true.
We weren't thriving, as it were.
So with
Definitely not thriving.
in a much better state, what would you all like to do here in this small chamber?
Are you guys ready to continue?
Crickets.
Yeah, I guess we might as well.
I imagine we have about 200 more hours until we can go fetch your armor. Let's see where we can get. Yeah, let's head out.
All right. You guys can begin moving yourself as you begin to make your way back down the stone passages further into the first level of Undermountain.
So, where did we come in? I apologize. we came in through
Out this
here.
direction.
Yep. Out that direction, past the pillars and the demonic murals, to the room filled with sand and shields. So to the east.
So we have not explored much in the way south of us. We've explored extensively north of us.
I wouldn't say extensively, but you've explored a decent amount. You definitely saw other chambers that led in different directions when you were north, but that seems to be firmly in the territory of the vampires at the moment.
Okay.
If that matters at all to you.
I think we will explore other directions first. So we know there's a pathway this way.
I'm
This
not that
way,
scared of the goblins
this
and
way,
bugbears, but we really
that
should
way.
not fight them on, just pure 100% empty.
All right. So what direction do you guys want to head? Let's take a vote. There's southwest, due south, and then a bunch of branching things on the southwest side. Or do you want to head back up north and try and fuck with the vampires?
Only something south.
South or southwest? Take a vote.
No preference. Just south, not north.
A direction that does not involve just fucking with the vampires.
All right, let's go down this southwest corridor. Come on.
Sounds good.
All right, 10-foot hallway. What's our marching order? In case we're ambushed again, do you want me in the very back or the very front?
I would like to be in the middle, because that was ideal.
You should be in the
Perfect.
front right now.
Yeah.
Me in the front, and then Xana in the front with me, or Ari in the front with me?
I think you need one of the boys in the front, one of the boys in the back, and then all the girls will flank in the middle. Some way, somehow.
And Elias, as you begin moving down the passage, you get a portion of the way down before you can see and hear. You hear kind of a chittering and almost like a chewing sound, and you can see the edge of some sort of creature next to the bodies that are lying strewn in the hall.
Nasty.
All right, somebody with charisma to talk to shit. Let's go introduce ourselves and prepare for a fight if necessary. Be on your toes. Sam, take advantage on initiative. Let's group up and let's do it.
Break.
Yeah.
Team.
Next monster fight, maybe.
Go team, go.
Can we just put ourselves into like the pack that like the shape we want us, and then you just move us as a pack, Austin, so we're not all like flung out randomly and out of
Sure.
order every time.
What are you guys doing here? Are you sending one person to approach, or are you approaching as a group? What's the plan?
Group head down one of the charismatic people in the front with me to talk to it in case it's not a bad guy.
Okay, who is that person?
I don't know.
I'm not charismatic.
I do
It
have
would be
the
probably
charisma.
me or Ari.
Yeah.
I also have charisma, so depends.
You got
If you want
two
me to
options there.
persuade and deceive, I can persuade and deceive. In
I'm
theory.
more of the strong arm kind of fella.
That might be more useful.
He
in the
looks
dungeon.
scary. Then bring on Ari up. Be scary.
And then I guess we put Xana in the back because she's kind of a tank. If
needed, I'm kind of a
if
tank.
we get attacked from the back.
All right.
Yeah, that works.
Off tank,
Seems
if you will.
reasonable. Seems
Alright.
reasonable.
So as you begin to approach, Ari or Elias, one of the two of you can make me a perception check at advantage.
Is it a guidable check?
No, not for this one.
All right.
Since you didn't specify and since I'm asking for it, I'm going to say no.
Reasonable.
Oh wow, there you go.
Okay.
I don't think you need to be guided.
Yeah, Elias, with your just intricate understanding of the darkness and how to see, you kind of have Ari put his blade away for a moment and get a clear look through the darkness of this creature. And you can see it is some sort of worm-like creature with tentacles extending, and it seems to be feasting on the dead corpse.
Not
Oh,
friends.
yummy.
Dungeon
Nasty.
system is exciting. The conservation of biomass here, guys. This is intriguing. It also is
Pass.
probably not a friend.
Not friend, no. Probably not.
I imagine though that is easily spooked. If we want to hoot and holler at it and get it to run away, I imagine we don't have to fight it.
I will say that this worm looks about the size of 3 of you.
So we just look. We can sound bigger if I use thaumaturgy?
I'm just letting you know, so just take that into consideration with whatever you do.
I'm still
So
guessing it's
I
a
don't
scavenger and it
thaumaturgy.
doesn't want to fight if possible. So, yeah, I will guide you and go ahead and thaumaturgy and be terrifying. Let's see if we
Okay.
can get it to spook as opposed to having to fight it.
Alright, Valcrie, what are you calling out?
Let me verify really quick, because I want to make sure. Booms 3 times as loud as a normal for 1 minute. Cool. Is there anything? Let's see. You can create Ooh. Can I make the ground tremor? That sounds spooky.
You can.
So, can I do multiple things, or can I only do like one thing? Because it doesn't really give me a clear.
I think it's one
Answer.
at a time. but
No, you can
do,
have up to
like-
3 of its effects active at a time. So you could cause the grounds to start to tremor, and then you could speak up with an amplified voice
Okay.
if you wanted. But they only last a minute apiece.
Okay. Cool. So, definitely like the ground rumbling. That's very solid. Don't think there's doors to slam shut. So, yeah, actually,
I'm refilling my water. Do you want anything, dear?
oh, actually, is Ari's sword out doing its light thing, or is that like a thing that needs to be triggered?
It's just on generically.
Yeah, so he kind of has it in the scabbard right now, just open out a little bit to give a little bit of illumination to you guys. But yes, it is something that is always
so low key. Can I change the color of that light to be red?
there. I think so.
Because
Yes.
it says like the color of fire.
I'll allow
So
it.
I'm wondering if we can change the light to red, have the ground tremor, and then have my big like noise. See if that'll like spook it.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So like Valcrie will say like, "Alright, lift your sword out a little bit, like really quietly, just see like a little bit more redness."
3 times louder, a little quietly, apparently.
Well, no. This is before I triggered the thaumaturgy. I'm gonna say I have an idea. Pull out your sword a little bit, and then all this happens. Is how I'm figuring. Actually, she can just speak in his mind, cut out the whispering. She'll just say, "Pull out your sword." Not whip out your sword. Pull out your sword, so it's not gross.
Pull out, not as strong as whip out.
I know, that's why I said it's not as gross. Keeping it kid friendly here. But yeah, that's the plan. So she'll whisper in
PG
his
campaign.
head to pull out his sword. And then at that point, the sword will glow red, the ground will tremor, and I'll have my big scary like
All right.
really loud.
Go ahead and give me a performance or an intimidation check, your choice, at advantage.
Okay, I like the advantage. We'll see what I can do. Performance, or so they're literally the same. I think I'm gonna try and intimidate. I guess. Be scary. Boom. Oh shit, man. 13. I don't know. I tried.
So as Ari kind of
elaborate.
pulls out the blade and you shift the color from kind of a soft yellow to an intense dark red, the ground underneath the creature begins to shake and you just kind of boom out trying to call at it. You see as its head immediately flicks up and looks in the direction of you all and it kind of curls back into the shadows. Not running, but kind of disappearing out of view.
Mm. There you go. Be wary about that corner.
Is that where we're heading next?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yes, it is. It didn't fight us immediately, though, so there's that. I must have done something right.
We think so.
Maybe it's a peaceful scavenger. Nice, yep.
I imagine that size creature is mostly a scavenger. There are very few aggressive worms that small. That you're going to be much larger if you're an active, predating creature of that shape. Alright, let's head down this way more, guys. Work for you? We'll stay in
Sounds good.
formation and we'll keep going.
Sure.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So kind of beginning to move down lower through the halls, passing small stone passages that kind of spiral off in different directions. You reach the intersection where you had seen the creature, and looking down that hall, you don't see any sign of it, but it does seem to split off in other directions. Are you continuing south?
What do you guys think? South or east? Anybody have a strong preference? Okay.
South question mark.
Yeah.
South answer mark. Let's go. if anybody has any slight preferences, go ahead and lead the way. It's we probably have to touch all the rooms until we find the right fucking door to go down deeper.
All right, so continuing
Quite
down
Impossible.
into this hall, the directions that you had seen the goblins flee in, you reach an open wooden door and continue to wander through the passages. Still this same solid stone and still the same, every wooden door seems nearly identical, and all of them seem to be free of any sort of moisture or decomposition. Eventually it curves around and you see another open door, and looking forward into a chamber in front of you, Elias leading the way and Ari kind of able to see behind. The light kind of shines in on another extending chamber. With this one, you immediately see what looks to be a stone pillar that kind of rises up from the chamber that gives you pause. And as you all continue, I'll let you move your own tokens for now.
Let's do a guided perception check and see if there is anything sinister, hostile, trap-like, just like an immediate concern of like, hey, don't touch the floor, don't touch that pillar, don't look at the fucking pillar, like something like that.
Sure.
If such a thing is possible.
Absolutely, go for it. Nice
Don't
start.
touch nothing.
Oh, I'm still on advantage. Fuck me.
That's all right. Well, still the first one
19's
at
cool.
stake. So yeah, Elias, you kind of step up slightly to get a better look, and you can see in here, immediately visible are two large stone pillars that kind of go up at a slight curve or angle, that appear to be what may have at one point been an archway or a doorway, but that have broken out of the center. In addition, you see skeletal remains lying at the base, two humanoid corpses, or rather skeletons, as they lack any sort of flesh. But you can see they still wear tattered and kind of decomposed, or not exactly decomposed, but kind of worn armor and garments.
Is the armor punctured or split in any way that would suggest a
Yes.
trap, a blade? Okay.
Well, yes and no. It is punctured and torn up, but with that you can tell that it seemed to be from the cause of weapons or creatures rather than traps.
Okay.
From looking in, you don't see any typical indicators of mechanical or arcane traps. No runes or misaligned tiles, no tripwires or anything of the sort.
All right. Then yeah, come on, guys. I think it's safe to keep moving.
I will say that you do detect slight kind of a magnetic pull that kind of you feel your entire body, not just your armor, kind of pulled in the direction of the stone pillars, and every once in a while you'll just see kind of a small spark of purple around them.
Okay, so they are definitely interesting and magical. They have some sort of an attractive field.
But they don't seem to have the, at least from what you can see, they don't seem to have the typical runes that would indicate a magical trap.
All right, come on, guys. Let's go take a closer look, and we'll all step through together.
In the same general pattern, path, order, whatever.
All right. You begin to slowly step into the room. And you see it's a small chamber with another open door on the opposite side. Are you just continuing through? Or is anyone stopping to look at anything?
How interesting are these pillars? Like, is this going to pique the curiosity of an archaeologist, or is this fairly...
They actually do seem pretty intricate. Not exactly runes, but some sort of carvings and geometric patterns cover their surface. And they kind of seem split at the top as if something forcefully broke it at one point, but you don't see any debris anywhere. And the spark definitely catches your attention. It's not something you're immediately familiar with. These are
I would love to look then.
definitely intricate. All right,
Are you guys willing to take 5 minutes? Team?
Sure.
Cool.
And-
I will pull my tools out and my notes, and I will start copying what this is and seeing if this means anything, or if I could garner any useful information about this.
All right.
If it's writing, if it's magic, how this works, if it could be harnessed, what have you.
Go ahead and give me those rolls, and if you wouldn't mind, just describe a little bit, give a little bit of flavor to how you're going about kind of examining these.
So yeah, I will pull out some charcoal and a piece of papyrus, and I will do a quick rubbing. I will take a look. I will see if that shape means anything to me. If that shape's something that I've seen before or read about. I will start to test various materials, see if there's any sort of... if I am being attracted to it, if that's based on how far and close I am, what other forces, if I let go of an item, if it's pulled towards it out of the way. We're going to take some of the just latent magic in my ability, and we're going to see if it pulls magic in, and we're going to take a little bit of a scraping and a rubbing, see how hard it is. See if in doing so that changes the color, or if other parts of the rune are affected. And
All right.
we're going to go through.
As you begin to examine all of these, you all kind of, knowing him to do this fairly often, he begins to search through, taking records and examining, and to most of you it doesn't mean too terribly much, but he seems caught up in this. And Elias, you can actually see that hidden within these pillars, there seems to be some sort of message something that you can't quite get out. It seems to be kind of scrawled in, added in after the initial carvings, but kind of spread across all of them. And as you begin to look at that and examine, the pillars themselves, you can tell, seem to have been magical at one point, having been the focus for some sort of magic. And with the remaining field, it seems that it's very likely to have been some sort of teleportation. Or something of similar nature. As you kind of look in and kind of walk through around one of the pillars, there's kind of that surge of energy as both of them flash with small flashes of purple energy. You kind of stop and look around, and nothing seems to happen. And you continue to examine and look across them, and gather pieces of the message, trying to put it together. And as you pass by another time, you don't notice anything directly, when suddenly you look down and you can't quite see your notes anymore. You look to everyone else, and everyone else is wide-eyed as Valcrie, Zella, Xana, Ari, you all watch as the pillars have flared up once more, but this time Elias has completely faded away. You don't see him anymore. But you still hear him talking. You can still hear him stepping through. He's just not visible.
Oh, that's neat. Intriguing.
So as these things are lighting up, does Valkyrie like recognize any like runes or like arcane shit happening that she can maybe deduce what's happening?
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check. We'll see for this one.
Cool. I'm fine leaving it to fate. Especially when it's a 22.
Okay. Let's see. Let me grab one thing real fast. Okay. I need for Elias to roll me a d20 real quick.
Fascinating.
Okay. So Elias, you are suddenly caught off guard as you suddenly watch your notes, the items that you're carrying, and yourself turn invisible as everyone kind of looks around shocked. But you still feel yourself there, and you feel like you were just about to piece together the final parts of the message. And when Valkyrie comes up and she begins to examine the shapes and the runes, Valkyrie, you can tell that whatever broke this thing destroyed whatever magical enchantment was on it. But it seems to have been some sort of magical gate at one time.
Burrito.
But your concentration is kind of cut as you notice the invisibility of Elias in front of you.
That's fair.
So,
okay.
That doesn't
friends,
explain why he's invisible.
do you see me? Do you see my notes?
None of you do.
Absolutely not. No.
Nope.
Interesting. I don't see me or my notes any longer either. Come closer to my voice.
Valkyrie will step up.
I try and touch her. Do you feel touched?
That is a question.
As you step forward,
Do
you
I feel touched?
You feel the a metallic gauntlet on your shoulder.
You feel touched.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel you. I hear you, but I don't see you.
I am going to go back to where my notes were. Do I feel them?
You've held them in your hand for most, and you kind of feel anything that you've laid on the ground is still visible. It's only what's in your hands.
I will hand you my notes and then let go of them.
As you let go, they remain invisible.
But
So
she
she's
can
just
hold
holding
them?
invisible
Yep,
paper.
she's holding the papers. You kind of wrap your hand around, showing them where they are, and she's holding onto them, but none of you can see them.
Interesting. I will pack them away very carefully if I can do so by feel and by remembrance. Do I know where my things go without seeing them?
I'd say so. I'd say you have a pretty good understanding of it.
I really don't want to lose my notes. So
You were just about to determine something important. You know you were close, So yes, you kind of stash away those notes, hoping that they'll become visible at some point.
8.
This is probably like some old broken doorway of some sorts.
It is, but the magic is gone, yet the magic has affected me.
Yeah. That's weird. Really weird.
I am going to concentrate real hard on the consideration of what if I was standing behind everybody.
You concentrate for a moment and think, and nothing seems to happen.
All right. So I know of some magic that works in such a way, and it does not work in this way. Interesting.
And Valcrie, with that Arcana check, you would know that the magic seemed to flare both times when Elias passed in between the two pillars.
Okay. Elias, try walking over there, and so she'll kind of direct him to the other side of the pillars.
Yeah, I will walk through again. I really want to know whatever it is I was about to figure out. So I would like to take another 5 minutes and keep examining this and experimenting with other things and see what happens.
All right. As you kind of take a few moments, testing out a few things, walking back and forth, the first time you walk through, there's another flash, and you all kind of see a little bit of distortion around where Elias presumably is, but other than that, nothing seems to happen. As you continue to watch and observe, walking through another couple times, there's a few flashes, but again, nothing happens. And then finally you walk through again, and there's a surge that actually begins to crack the pillars. And I need, Elias, for you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit, man. We're gonna step a little back. Not be so close to the electrified pillars.
All right, as this magic just begins to crack on the pillars and lash out into the middle, there's just a surge of magical force that wraps around you. Luckily, you're able to ward off most of the effect, but as it wraps around you, the invisibility fades from you, and you will take 20 points of force damage reduced to 10, or half to 10 from the success.
Oh.
Dear, no.
But you find yourself no longer invisible.
What happened to the pillars?
The pillars are now kind of, there's cracks running up along them, but they don't seem to have broken any further.
Okay. And my tools and notes are again visible?
Yeah, as you kind of pull into your bag, it looks like whatever happened. Some of the pages are kind of slightly scorched along the edges as the magic seemed to rush through all of you and all of your items, but none of them seemed too damaged to be legible. And you now read through them, and as you kind of take a closer look at what you read, you see the message inscribed. It seems to be something in Undercommon. Are you familiar with Undercommon?
I think I have a passing familiarity, but not great writing. All of my writings are older than that.
You definitely have enough to identify it as Undercommon, and you were able to get enough to get the message. But currently it is untranslated.
But I have it.
Yes, you do have it.
Excellent, and I will know plenty of people who read and write. So yes. I am content to move on from there. But unless one of you happens to know weird languages, or have
Valcrie knows plenty,
or have one of those abilities where it's like, yeah, I get to speak all languages now.
Not yet.
Draconic.
All right, then yeah, we will stash that away for now. We will uncover the mystery of the
silly language.
The broken pillar later.
What's
our lay on hands reserve? Is it 10 times level?
5
times level. That would be that'd be a very nice reserve.
If only.
Let me burn one healing spell and then we'll use the rest of that to top that off. Does that work?
Yeah, how much damage did you take?
10. So, yeah, if you'd use 3 points of it, and I'll use a
Yeah,
spell
that's-
slot.
Fine.
Cool.
All right, so as you see these laces of kind of purple, they almost look like burns, but they're not warm, but the flesh is damaged and leaves behind kind of a purple residue. But as you move this healing across with the help of Ari, they seal up and form back into unblemished flesh.
Thank you, friend. Shall we, continue? I think I have enough to figure out what that is when we're back with some of, my scholar friends. I don't think we will gain any more than this. For now.
Sounds good.
Cool. And yeah, let's, maintain the same order and keep on going.
All right. As you pass through another small hall, you enter into another passage. And Elias, immediately you can see what looks like a skeleton or moldy bones that have been swept against the wall of this chamber.
Okay. Moldy bones are strange,
And-
especially with the scavengers around.
Looking in, you actually see hanging from rusty manacles on the back wall is some sort of humanoid skeleton, but it's missing its legs. And you also see what looks like some sort of almost writing but it's not clear, it's not carved. It almost seems to be written in like a thick ink.
So a ritual of some sort.
You look at it, and at first glance, it's certainly not in common, whatever this is.
Is it
Valcrie,
in
come on up here.
Dwarven?
Let's give you some guidance. This one might be your specialty. What in the hell is that?
Did you ask Valcrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Valcrie, as you come up, you immediately notice what is... actually, go ahead and make me a perception check to see if you notice something else as well. A perception or investigation, your
Okay.
choice.
I did
Ooh,
guide
well,
you.
You guided me? Okay.
I did
okay,
guide
cool,
you.
Cool. So we'll do investigation plus 1d4. Nice.
All right. So as you begin to move up towards this wall and examine this message, you immediately notice that it is infernal and can immediately read that it says in
Yeah.
large, bold characters, "Talk to me." But
Oh.
as you get up closer and examine, you see that it's not written in ink. It appears to be written in dried blood.
Of course.
Mm.
As is tradition.
Well, in
Generally-
her. Nice.
Signs written in blood should totally be
Okay.
followed without question.
Well, so first she's gonna be all cool and shit and just say, "Talk to me" out loud in Infernal. And then she'll translate it for everyone immediately after. And, so I'll just kind of add, "So shall we talk to it?"
I imagine that was part of the ritual. That was written in the blood to summon or create some sort of effect.
I
I
must agree.
would be dubious of the latent magic still working, and more so of whether or not we ought to talk to whatever creature needs a corpse and blood to be talked to.
Well, considering it was summoned with Infernal, you know, it's probably not great.
let's
Oh, I want to use my divine sense because it's a useless ability, and I have
Okay.
5 of them per rest.
go for it.
Divine that shit.
I'm sensing.
Go ahead and post that for me so I can read through it. I think I
Oh,
understand, but I just want to check the intricacies of it.
It's, like I said, shockingly useless, but that's why we get to use it freely.
Because it's useless.
All right, so as you step up and kind of extend out your senses, you immediately detect not exactly an undead, but more of a combination of fiendish and undead energy, and it seems at least somewhat powerful, but it seems latent or dampened, and it definitely seems to be wrapped around this skeletal figure. And this area is... It gives off similar vibes of desecration, but is nothing to quite that extreme. But clearly whatever was done here was done with a purpose or a message. Would anyone else like to do anything? Or are you guys continuing on?
Interesting, but you detected an active presence of some sort.
It appears so, yes.
I wouldn't quite use the word active, and kind of Ari would correct Elias with this. This is different than typically using this sense. It's
Okay.
there, but it's dampened in a way that you can sense that there is something strong about it, but that it is not able to directly interact, and it's not directly there. It seems locked or latent in some way.
Well, that's almost worse.
So do we, and it's centered on this corpse?
Yes, it is centered on this skeleton.
Do we smite it? Do you have any sort of retributive or censoring spell?
It's more the cleric kind of thing for the not actively fighting undead. But I don't know, maybe we could try to like undesecrate the body.
I'm looking to see if there's anything that I can really do.
My channel divinity things are kind of not useful for that.
Would burning it with a sacred flame be worth a try? It is radiant. Let's burn that corpse with radiant damage and see if that does anything.
All right.
If that's acceptable.
You kind of focus and watch as flames wreath around the skeleton, and you can see that some of the bones are kind of burnt and kind of blackened. They kind of shift with the energy, but nothing else seems to happen.
Didn't change the feeling of energy in the room?
You would have to use Divine Sense again to know.
Oh. Okay.
I believe it's only
I'd say we
instantaneous.
continue then, guys.
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't catch both of you at the same time.
Divine Sense is only instantaneous, so you'd have to use it again to see if it changed, and so Elias said perhaps we should push forward.
I'll use it again.
Alright, you extend out your senses.
I'll do it again.
You extend out your senses once more and still detect that same fiendish and undead presence.
Okay, well, that didn't seem to do anything. I don't think we should really stay around here.
Nope, I think we keep moving.
I'm sorry,
So
Austin,
where are
I
the
have
exit?
to see this corner.
You're totally fine.
I think we can make our way downtown.
Yes, you see to the southeast corner that it does seem to continue down, and you see another door at the end.
Alright, let's go.
All right, continuing to follow. You test out the door and find that it is not locked.
Designated
Alright.
door opener,
Yep.
sir.
Come on. Let's open this door.
All right.
Sam, take advantage. Andrew, come next to me. Push door open.
All right, you pull it open and find an empty hall.
Alright, we continue.
Pushing in past this other hall, you find another door that doesn't seem to be locked. And you can hear distant sounds once again of that same metallic clinking and heavy footfalls.
The automatons ahead of us or behind us?
Ahead, past the doorway
All
that's
right.
currently closed.
I will explain to everybody that I saw this thing last night while you were sleeping, and what it is, and that we have no idea if it's friend or foe. But, let's get ready and let's open the door again.
All right, preparing yourselves and kind of weapons at the ready, you push open the door expecting and looking around, but the sound seems to be a good, at least a little bit further in the distance, and immediately you see another set, this time of double doors, a little bit more intricate as they are carved wood, but still showing similar vibes on the opposite side of the chamber. And Elias being the first one, you could actually see this chamber extends up to the north, where there is a large headless statue and scattered debris at its base.
I guess a guided perception to see if there's anything obvious to trap to not walk into room or around room, and then we'll head in.
Go
if
for it.
that works.
Sure.
I can help. I am helpful.
Sure, I'll let you roll it at advantage. You guys kind
Cool.
of take your time and being overly cautious. You can still hear the
I
footsteps.
would assert adequately cautious.
Sorry,
Quietly cautious.
overly may have been.
We have had several near-death experiences.
Overly
today.
wasn't quite what I meant. But yes, looking around,
Diligent.
Elias, you can hear those same footfalls that sound to be on the opposite side of the doorway. And looking up at the statue, you see the headless statue and multiple stone that has been pulled away to form some sort of passage at the far end of this chamber. You see multiple tools, kind of pickaxes and shovels, as well as the corpse of a goblin.
Oh, well, we do like goblin corpses.
So the
Yes, we do.
goblins are dead and they were digging?
There's a single goblin in there that is dead, and you do see that the tools seem to have been used to excavate some sort of tunnel that continues off to the north. But you don't see any signs of magical or mechanical traps.
Does it look like a secret tunnel?
Appreciate
Go on
it.
in, guys.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
let's all head in. Come on in.
Sorry, between Lord of the
Get some-
Rings and Avatar,
Oh,
the
shoot.
word tunnel has just been totally ruined.
Oops, let me... Oh, goodness.
Or do you mean improved?
Yes, both of
What are
those.
you doing?
I apologize, I messed something up.
He's on the wrong layer.
I was on the right layer, I just can't grab the right... Oh, because it's part of the layer. Whoops. Technically, the dead goblin isn't on this side. I apologize. But doesn't really matter. But technically, there's no dead goblin here. It's on the opposite side of the tunnel.
Oops.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter, but that is technically
But
maybe.
still dead,
Hey,
and
look, this
we're
looks
happy.
like a shortcut to mushrooms.
Double door,
Uh-huh.
headless statue, tunnel.
Yep.
Are the
Are
How
the
I
cool
points
is
of
examined
statue?
the headless statue.
Give me an investigation check.
is it guidably investigative?
If you want.
Yep. Let's see if this is a cool statue.
All right.
There you go.
Ari, as you kind of move up with the assistance of Elias, you see half buried in stone debris, the partially collapsed hall is a headless stone statue of a nude woman. And kind of as you begin to kind of search around and clear off some of the debris, you find the statue's head actually lying in the debris down at the base.
We demand pictures. In other words, send nudes. To Discord.
The head actually resembles the head of a cobra with its fangs bared, though.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
Now we really need a picture of this.
So if you're into that,
If you're into that. Into cobra ladies? I don't know. Sounds kinda gross.
some people have different things.
That's true. I mean, people like tentacles.
I need to see this shit. Oh, that automaton's fucking cool.
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah, that's the automaton.
No,
I don't have a
it's
picture of the
pretty neat.
statue, but it appears to be the head appears to be a cobra-esque head, with its fangs showing.
Austin doesn't want that smut on his Google search history.
I just don't think that in like a minute or less I could pull up a statue of a nude woman with a snake head. But maybe I don't.
I believe I could find that in less than a minute.
Maybe you can.
Oh.
But that is what you see. And maybe I'll spend some time screwing over my Google search history to find that later.
Dude,
Incognito
you're gonna
mode,
have
LP.
you're gonna have fantastic like ads coming up if you do that shit.
Oh gosh. Regardless,
Fucker's gonna get like
as you all are in this chamber, is there anything else that you guys are doing?
What do you say, guys? Do we head through the tunnel or do we head through the double doors?
Yes.
I think the tunnel goes back to where we were before. If I were wagering based on
If you are a gambling man.
our sense of direction. So double doors.
Ari,
Yeah.
testing out the doors, they don't appear to be locked, but you again do hear that kind of mechanical whirring now louder.
Uh-oh.
Alright, prepare yourselves. I'm gonna do my door opening duties.
All right.
We're gonna wait for everybody to be close though. Some people still left their tokens in the hallway.
We need Wolfie and
Sam.
arrows. Let's go.
Boom.
Traps. There we go.
I got
Ready,
you. All right.
Freddy's.
All right. So, Elias, as you tell everyone to prepare and open up these heavy wooden double doors, on the other side you see a continuation of the chambers in two different directions. And to the south, you see once again the large automaton, though it seems to be moving and hasn't quite noticed you. As you kind of step up looking at it, it does seem to turn around that same single light looking like a cyclops as it focuses on your group hearing you enter. And it begins to raise its hands up in the air. And that's where we'll pick up next week. So, thank you all for joining us. I know it's been a little while actually since we've had a few sessions back to back, so it's good to finally get back into the swing of things, and we'll be back for another episode of Undermountain next Thursday at 6 p.m. Central. Hope to see you then.
Dude, I fucking love Dungeon